Hi guys, and welcome to Amplifying Girls' Voices podcast. I'm your host Chichi, and I have my co-host here. She'll introduce herself.
Hi guys, I'm Faith Maya, but you can call me Fafi.
Hi guys, I'm Mel.
Hi guys, my name is Zoe.
Okay, so ladies, today we'll be discussing feminism. So when we have views, what do you think feminism is? Oh well, better still, let's have what the dictionary says feminism is, then we can give our views.
Feminism is the equality of the sexes in social, economic, and political spaces.
Well said.
Well, yeah, she just said it. So now can we define it
For ourselves.
Yeah.
For me, feminism is womandla, guys. It's empowering the girl child. Well, I can't speak for women. I'm a girl, so for me, it speaks to women. It speaks to girls, and it speaks to my equal opportunities, my rights being respected, and me having access to that.
True.
Okay, for me, it's being on par with the other gender. So when I say I'm head, my isn't suppressed, my is equal, yeah.
Zolega?
For me, it's just being treated fairly and being treated like a human first. And my gender should not play a part. I mean, being a woman is amazing, hey? But my gender should not play a role in the way you treat me. Yeah.
Okay.
Chi.
Well, feminism for me is having equality anyway. I feel like, women have been suppressed a lot. So, if I get the chance to be equal to a man, not having a man who is deemed to be better than me or viewed as superior to me. So, I feel like it's just about equality. We're the same. And, yeah.
So when we're talking about this, feminism to young girls, not women, right? This to our context, okay.
Yeah, it speaks to our opportunities. I mean, are we getting the fair treatment that we're supposed to get? Are we getting opportunities? Is a competition? Am I winning competitions like another child would? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because sometimes, it is that, okay, it's all about the boys. So, they tell you, okay, boys, maybe someone just wins some competition just because it's a boy. And we can't have, or maybe we can't have a mayor who's a girl. They want boys all the time because they feel like the leadership should be with the male species.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, so let's look at the types of feminism, because I feel like feminism is kind of broad, so I would like to just touch a bit on the types of feminism, so that we have an idea.
Melissa, I see you're burning.
Alright, that I would like to speak on is liberal feminism. It's the one that calls for equality, like I was saying, with equal opportunities. If you can access it, I need to also access it as well. You understand? We are not fighting and saying, no, women must now be on the what? No. We are saying everyone deserves fair treatment. Is it?
Okay.
There's also radical feminism, which is sort of the extreme feminism. I think that's the feminism that sort of started the movement, where people were demanding. And I think even now we still do need radical feminism. Because there's some times where, you try and speak and be polite.
Exactly. There's a time where you just need to be violent.
Well, not violent, but you need to...
Choose violence.
You need to demand and say, look, this is what has to happen. Yeah.
So those are the only types of feminism.
Well, we do have other types, but I don't feel like they're relevant since we're like girls. Like Melissa mentioned, in Marxist feminism, something along those lines, like equality in the workplace and stuff like that. There is materialistic feminism. So that's pretty much it. So, ladies, do you have anything to say on just
Max, no, what did you say?
Marxist feminist.
Doesn't it apply to us as well in the workplaces?
Yeah, I think it does. Because we do have young people. It's not everyone who is a young person who's in school. So we do have those who drop off maybe Form 4 and starts doing a piece job and whatnot,
exactly.
and maybe going into internships and all of that. So they also deserve the same recognition. Just because I'm a woman, I shouldn't earn less for the same job position. That's what Marxist feminism says.
Okay, so have you identified any problems in the society, like here in Zimbabwe, where we have cases of people not earning the same amount of money or what?
I think it's there. I might not know, but I know that.
It's there.
Exactly. It's an internalized thing that has been constant and happening.
Oh, okay, guys. So, this is the end of our first segment. Please catch us after the break. Welcome, guys, to our second segment. Hope you guys still sanitizing and social distancing. So now we're going to be talking about misinformation that comes with feminism. This may be within us women or the custodians of culture or boys and men in general. So I'd like Zolega to further elucidate on that topic.
Okay, I think a lot of people in our communities don't understand what feminism is and what it's truly about. And like we said, feminism is about equality, full stop. I think a lot of the times, especially in Zimbabwe, we feel like, people who are used to the culture of patriarchy feel as though feminism is evil.
Exactly.
Or it's a Western culture. But even in our African cultures, if we trace back our African cultures to before colonization, women were empowered. Like Lapa Wubulawayo, we had Ulos K, who was a queen. That was what, 1700s. But you hear people say, oh yeah, feminism is a Western concept. No,
even if we can talk about the struggle, Fierce Chimurenga, Mbuyane, and a whole movement by a woman, you know. One of the most important historical uprisings in Southern Africa was led by a woman. So, Melissa, what do you think on misinformation's feminism?
Like what Solega was saying, that there's then this umbrella that feminism is evil, or that feminism are women who hate men. No,
True.
It's not like that. I mean, we all coexist in a society, but if your conceptions and your whatever you're doing is affecting me and infringing on my rights, then I should be able to stand up for myself. So that is what I believe feminism is. We are standing up to say human rights are all equal to everyone. So feminism is actually an upliftment of human rights, basic human rights of equality.
What about you, Shishi?
Oh, well, we've had a lot of times where we would see, like, if you talk about feminism, it's like, it's no longer about equality. They say it's no longer about equality. It's us wanting,
The spotlight.
you know, like, so like, okay.
No, they assume when you talk about feminism, you want to be treated like a man.
Oh,
to be
be
a man.
better than men.
Exactly. When
So
it's
you're
actually about equality.
So try to say this is a daughter, or you think it's a daughter. You know, we all have this societal views on what actually feminism is, and and stuff.
And I think though some of these things we get them even from the homestead, from where we come from. I mean, it all starts there. Why are we treated
It's also for
differently?
some reason associated with religion. The moment you say I'm a feminist, you have a spiritual husband.
Really, that's it.
Where does that come in now?
True.
So I want us to talk about our experiences with people who are very ignorant on this topic. I know, Zolega,
You know,
You're burning. Tell me,
You know-
tell us what happened. What went down?
What
wanna
went
know the
down?
details.
Okay, so it was basically this incident on Twitter. So if you guys don't know me, I like social media and I like speaking.
Exactly.
And if I see something wrong, I'm going to
Also
speak. Even
valid.
if you didn't ask me, I'm going to speak. So basically, I was talking about these adverts that were promoting rape culture and promoting harmful narratives against women. And I spoke up about it, and I was like, wait, like if you're selling chicken, why are your adverts always talking about sex? And like men came for me, guys.
Yo.
Like it wasn't even people that I follow or who follow me. It was
they
like that
dragged you.
deep patriarchal side of Zim Twitter that came for me. And it's like, I really don't understand, because it's not like these people were coming to me and saying, okay, help us understand what you're saying. They came to me and just started
Attacking.
calling me, just attacking. And even with Nesipo, I still remember one of them saying like, oh, it's because you watch too much porn. That's why.
Oh my
that's why it's
how?
you don't even know Nesipo. You've never met her.
my
Until this
God.
interaction, you didn't even know there was a Twitter user called Zama Nesipo. So it's like you're constantly being attacked for wanting equality, for wanting not to be raped. You know, there's people who say feminism is hating men. And it's like, no, like I just don't want to be raped. I don't want to be abused. I want
you men do.
Exactly. And even with the, you know, like, oh, you guys want to be men now, or you want to be better than men. I genuinely feel like, especially for Zimbabwe, that's so patriarchal. We've existed in this system where women, like, being discriminated as a woman, it's like normal. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
You wake
it's,
up,
it's a joke. you
yeah,
go
someone's
around.
going to abuse you.
I feel
Yeah,
like we
it's
also
fine.
do it to ourselves, because it's not only the men. We are patriarchy princesses, some of us, you know. Internalized misogyny. We act like we're feminists outside when we go home. I would never do that.
Do you know?
Yeah.
You know, those kind of people. So it's also, it's not men necessarily. We do that to ourselves.
But I don't blame those women. I don't think they go out of their way and wake up one day and say, right, I want to be a patriarchy princess. If you've grown up and been socialized in that environment
believe
for
that,
so long, you will genuinely start to believe it. So I don't blame them. And I feel like even for us as feminists, we've all had that stage where we're like, yeah, like I'm not like other girls. Like, you know, I like men. I
They
think
should
men are
then
better.
condone it to say out there, Zolega, you are this woman, you know this, yeah.
True,
but
true.
then back then, behind closed doors, you're like, but you want to make this again. You know, you shouldn't
True.
do that. If you're
Double standards.
Hypocrisy.
Exactly. If you say I'm a pure feminist, anything that happens to another woman should actually touch you in some way. It's like how even that joke that you were saying, would say you got dragged for. People took it for a joke. I heard other women saying, it's a joke, you laugh, and some things you just laugh and pass by. No, why should I laugh when someone's child is actually suffering because of that?
Also,
Why
I
should
feel
I?
like there's also this thing with feminism where people are feminists with rich people. Like, yeah, I fight for the rights of rich people.
true.
But then what are you doing about those who are unfortunate, you know? So they always say, if you're not including every woman, you're not a feminist, honey.
True. I think that's an important point about
Exactly.
intersectionality, that if your feminism is not intersectional, if it does not advocate for every single type of woman, then it is not feminism. In Zimbabwe here, the feminism we have is not intersectional.
I feel like it's for those rich,
you
in
know.
the
True.
suburbs, you know. Come to my tea party, Amanda. But what are you talking? Makanyenis. What are you talking?
Not even for just like rural girls or less privileged girls. Let's look at it like women with disabilities. Are they being included?
Yeah.
Are they at the forefront? I don't know whether this is controversial, but you know, okay, women who have different sexualities, they should be included. Different tribes. How many tribes do we have in Zimbabwe?
Exactly.
But most of the time, the feminism that I see, even when we're being represented as Zimbabwean feminists, I don't see Ndebele women. I don't see the struggles of Ndebele women being talked about. Kalanga women,
Talk
Donga
about
women.
Tonga women.
There's Indian communities are advocating for Hindu, Muslim.
There's nothing
There's
like
so many
that,
different
yeah.
types of women in Zimbabwe, but I don't see them at the forefront of Zimbabwean feminism.
But
And I
they
feel
say
like
they're
that's something that needs to change.
something that, needs to be normalized.
Exactly.
If you're rich feminism, we are not a feminist, dear. Stop lying to yourself.
They are for that class.
They are.
But then you should be in a position to
Include everyone.
So
True.
what we call you at a scam? What are you?
Well, not necessarily a scam. Because I feel like as well, it's difficult. I think it takes time. It's challenging to be a feminist, hey?
Very.
You can't just wake up one day and be like, right,
I'm
feminism,
out to
I'm
fight
going
everyone.
to cholocho, So I think it's important to say that even in your community, even in your small space, I know that, okay, in my small space of my few friends, I'm going to say, okay, this one, don't say this, don't do that. And I know at a later stage when I have the resources, when I have the mental capability to say, okay, now I'm going into other areas to be a feminist. So, yeah.
Okay, so the question now is, what do I have to do to say that I am a feminist?
Decolonize the mind.
Exactly.
Decolonize the
you would
mind.
think Uguti, just because you know the rights in the constitution
Yes.
and you know international laws, you think that you're a feminist. What do you have to do to call yourself a feminist?
I think the most important thing, like I was saying, is to decolonize the mind. Every single thing that you do, ask yourself, okay, how is this helping me as a woman? How is this helping another woman? Because we have situations, even in like feminist groups, where women are taking advantage of other women.
True.
Which is a culture we've been taught in Zimbabwe, or a culture that we see a lot, where people are just taught to take advantage of every single person. If there's money coming in for feminism or whatever, someone's going to take $10 and another dollar, So I think you have to question every single thing that you're doing.
Also, I think you should talk about those women who, when they're on the top, they don't promote women.
True.
For the why?
Exactly.
And you're like, no, because you're afraid of seeing some woman who's going to be better than you. I don't know whether it's jealousy or moyo movie or it's ignorance, but we need to address that issue as well.
Yeah, I think even with elder women, what I've seen is that I think, of course, we have to acknowledge that they've done so much for feminism, for our rights, and we are really,
thank you.
We really appreciate it. But there's a certain point where it's like, okay, as much as you're a feminist, modern feminism, you can't talk about it. Generation Z has to talk about it. I'm a 2K. Have to talk about it.
Yeah.
But if you're 68, how would you know what a 17-year-old is going through? Even no matter how much you try to be in their shoes.
Exactly, we have moved from a stage so chores. Is deep, like the Twitter things now.
Yes.
True,
our
cyberbullying.
problems they're different now. So exactly.
So we actually need more girls. Since you're saying a 78-year-old woman can't represent me, I have to represent myself.
True.
Exactly.
True. So even in government, we need more youth spaces
And
where
I
young
love
women
that
are there.
the new president is she?
Junior
president. Oh my God.
And the fact that she's disabled.
That's a
Makes
plus. So
Representation.
Exactly. Now we are striking a balance with
good at least, because like you notice the junior presidents lately, like over the years, it's been like the boys.
it's been
throughout.
beard after beard.
And it's so sad, guys. Uthi, every time we talk about a junior president, like Anankazana Gwamile Swabali, we actually have to count 1, 2. Like we should actually have endless female presidents.
True.
A decade of female junior presidents.
The future is female.
The future is female, guys.
Okay, so guys, this was an interesting session. Please catch us after the break for our third segment.
Okay, guys, welcome back to our third segment. So in this segment we'll be discussing ways to demystify the misconceptions on feminism. We'll also touch on what feminists do and don't do, and also answer the question, why feminism? Why should everyone be a feminist? So ladies, How can we demystify the misconceptions on feminism?
She's burning.
All right, I think we have had so much awareness on it, so much that we need to move from awareness to action.
In the way we
Enough
say,
talking.
so kumele sithatha amanyathelo
Exactly.
ewuqeqeshisa.
Amen.
Enough talking, guys. How many times have people hate, feminism, but what are we doing about it?
Exactly.
You understand? I do acknowledge some of the things that are being done, like amakazana, they want opportunities with Lawa, because we university by lowering maybe the ranks of the ranks of points and all of that. But we need more, we need more of it.
Even I feel like the quota system is not enough. I feel like each and every political party should have a 50% participation yabafazi in men.
50-50 all the way.
50-50 all the way. This, as much as it is good, but force it, make it mandatory. Ukuthi awula political party ezahamba phambili esilongela half bafazi.
Thank you.
And I feel like most times it starts with us as the ladies, because just sometimes why feminism doesn't really go out there, it's because we fail to support each other as women.
Yep.
The moment we start talking about equality, there's some women out there, you're in the same company, guys, like maybe the CEO is a male, the COO is a male, we want equality. And the woman will be like, Uzama, and what is she trying to achieve? She's power hungry, like those type of statements. So I feel like as ladies, men in a sense, and we support each other, in every step of the way, because I feel like as a woman alone, I can't do it. When yours are not supporting me, I mean, literally, I won't be doing anything fairly. So I feel like it all starts with us. It's the latest.
Even emachechi ulotli besifundisa ukuguqa ama-dish towel. Teach me how to write a business proposal. That's it. Sibe lama youth mankazana ngifuna ulifundisa ukuthi
camp meeting.
Exactly ukuthi i-business proposal iqasa njani. Ube ngu-CEO ungaqhatshwa,
True. I feel like in churches, that's where the most patriarchy is. So I feel like in church we don't have a feminist space. Like I'm a Christian and I love God and everything, but when I go to church, I feel like there's no feminist space. I'm always being taught to be submissive. No, listen to your husband. A husband that doesn't exist. We don't even know him. I'm being told, listen to your husband. Okay, now pay his trial. I'll pay his so what.
Hands pray
How
for
is
your
that?
husband.
Exactly.
But the boys are not told to pray for their wives.
Exactly.
Like,
I want to
guys.
pray for my Benz and my Range Rover. And my company. Why am I always being told to pray for a man that I don't even know of? Yeah, so I feel like we need a feminist space in church.
So what shouldn't feminists do?
Bashing others. Don't bash another woman, guys.
Victim and slut blaming mentalities.
Slut shaming.
So stay in the beam. Thank you. I feel like that's a cause of concern.
Yeah.
Because you find even if you go to the police station or wherever, the one who's going to ask, what were you wearing, is usually the woman. Now, you're supporting a potential abuser instead of a potential victim.
It's like even in the recent case that has been happening. It's not here, but I'll just say briefly about it. Like in narrating the story, so the lady now says, I was in an abusive relationship. I go to the police and I find a female police officer. I want to report, and what she says to me is, anyways, you're going to drop your charges, so go back and think about it.
You see?
Excuse me, you're sending me back to that relationship that I'm trying to escape.
True.
Do you know, at some point there was this lady, like she was being, like it was like a case of gender-based violence. Apparently the boyfriend was beating her up, right? So she runs away from the house, the boyfriend Kichibisa and stuff. So this other man sees this girl running and he tries to maybe save her or stop the guy. And the lady, I think it was the wife, she stops him and she's like, okay, ufungufa, like indaba zababi doesn't get up. But you're saying that it's another woman who's being beaten up.
Exactly.
Yet,
So basically we should be our sisters' keepers.
Exactly. The same way we want our daughters to be protected, protect another woman as well. I mean, you have a daughter. How would you feel if your child was being treated like that?
Okay, so why should we be feminists? that's the important question. Why should that sexist, misogynistic men should be a feminist? Let's give them a reason to be feminists. What should they do? Should they do that?
I once saw this quote somewhere. Men and women are different, but that the difference doesn't account for inequality. So I feel like we might be different in the sense of our gender and stuff, but I feel like we're all equal. We deserve equal rights. We deserve equal opportunities, and we realize that women have been pushed back behind just on my sidelines since. So I feel like us just making sure our fathers have a paramisa, it actually gives us something to actually lean back on as the ladies, because I feel like most times our fathers they are suppressed. They are told, okay, just because you're a woman you can't do A, B, C, and D. So with both the genders having equal opportunities, it means we can actually pave way for a better society.
Okay,
Woman.
so Lawe is a man. Imagine if you were to have a kid, like Abilama, unfair opportunities. Be a feminist, make the world a better place for your kid out there. Be it your cousin, your niece, your nephew, your uncle's grandmother's daughter's younger sister's brother. Please, just be a feminist. And it's your role to make the world a better place for the future generation.
True.
Okay, guys, we've come to the end of our segment. Please catch us again on Amplifying Girl Voices TV. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Twitter and Anchor. It was nice having you guys. Bye.